Alright. This dumbass. I don't know how else to put it. This dumbass who I went to school with, a year or two younger than me. He said something the other day. When can we have a discussion? Blah blah blah. And it's just silly. It's just silly. Like, I don't even know how to do it anymore. Like, how do you even have a discussion with someone anymore when you're not talking about the same things? How do you have a discussion with someone about, this J conspiracy when all they want to do is deny it and they won't look at anything? I mean, it really, that's how everything works, right? Everything is choice. It's just a choice. Like, seriously, what do you believe in that you 100% believe it because you've to know that gets. I don't think people. Everybody's so to scrutinize and second guess and all that, everything but themselves. You just think it's what it is. Like, it just, yeah. It's interesting how people are about it. And how, like, I don't think most people understand. Hello. I just watched Human Traffic, by the way. It's a great movie. You should watch it, Human Traffic. But I think everyone doesn't know why they believe anything. I think we are these almost autonomous. Like, the brilliance in our autonomy is that we don't think we're autonomous. We don't think we're these programs. We all think we're these individuals. And look, I got posters on the wall that show my individuality. And look, I brush my hair this way. Ooh, everybody else gets this pierced so they can rebel. So I'm going to get that pierced too so I can be a rebel. Like, just strange. It's strange. And it's how we are. Like if you ask somebody, why do you believe in Jesus? What are they going to tell you? Blade Runner, baby. If you ask somebody why they believe in Jesus, that shouldn't be a difficult question. That shouldn't be an offensive question. That should be like a welcomed question. Oh, I'm glad you asked me that, so I can then share with you why I do, in fact, believe in this shit. But it's everybody's, like, it's ignorance that creates the insecurity, that creates the fear, that, it's just this vicious cycle that prevents you from learning it to begin with. So you perpetuate your own ignorance. You attack differently, and you attack them from just an attack point of view, not an educated attack, not, it's more often than not, it's like this crybaby attack. You can't say that, don't. And I just don't think people really understand themselves. And if you think about it, if you look at it, like, that is sort of the existential crisis that all these movies, Human Traffic, all these movies are about. Look at the original Blade Runner. Rachel has no idea she is an artificial creation. Yeah, I saw Blade Runner when I was a kid. maybe I should watch it again. Maybe I'll get something out of it. But I don't remember it. But, that's what it is. It's like, these are social commentaries on us that we relate to because we know it's true. But it's there's that screen, there's that distance enough to keep us from essentially fixing it. It's really crazy. What's your opinion on trans people, and should they be federally funded for sex changes? What's my opinion on trans people? I don't have an opinion on trans people. They be who they want to be. I don't give a shit. Doesn't affect me in the slightest, nor do I care. As far as government-sponsored sex changes, I'd love to know where that's taking place. Like, you hear about that fear propaganda bullshit, but I definitely don't know anybody that's taking advantage of it or that has taken advantage of it. It's like the people that talk about, the doctors doing sex changes on children. Hey, what's up? Let me get a box of blunts. White Owl Red box? One? Yeah, one box. Go ahead. Forget what it is sometimes. Thanks. Have a good one, man. Humans guy. I've revisited it as an adult. It's something else. Yeah, I'll check it out. I definitely will. It's one of my bandmates' favorite movies. I know when I was a kid, I didn't like it. So I don't know why I didn't like it. It seems like it should have been a movie that was, right up my alley, but I didn't like it. So, I don't know. I remember my mom thinking it was like, oh, you gotta watch this. And I was just like, oh, that's stupid. Heading into hospital appointment, so if I disappear, I'll catch that one. Oh no, why are you going to the hospital, yo? That's not good. But again, all these movies, it's always the same thing. It's why they relate to, that's why we relate to them so much. It's why the biggest blockbuster movies of all time, shit like Avatar, shit like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, these aren't all Christian movies. In a society that's supposed to be a Christian society and all the other bullshit, it's if anything, these are satires on Christianity, and it's always these satires, these anti-Christianity movies that seem to relate to us the most, or we seem to relate to the most. And these movies are all about, we love the idea, like Dragon Ball Z. We love the idea of ascension, reaching a higher state of consciousness, reaching a better version of ourselves. Because we all know that something isn't right, but we don't look enough to figure it out. And that's the point I'm making to begin with, is we're not looking to figure out ourselves. Everybody's so judgmental of everyone else, and everyone's always got something shitty to say. But then they they're not going to let you in on their lives. There's very few people that if you actually saw what their lives were like, if you saw who they were in their house, and they're by themselves when nobody's around, you'd lose respect. What am I buying? What am I planning? Buying blunts. Planning to smoke. If you want it, you should pay for it yourself. Well, I mean, if that's the case, then a lot of stuff falls into that category, right? And the problem being these surgeries cost more than anyone can afford. But like, you know, that kind of shit is, again, that shit is so far past where we need to be. We'll deal with government-sponsored sex changes when those people have equal rights in our society. Let's get there first. But be who you wanna be shouldn't have to pay for it. I don't know what you're saying. You know, do I think government-sponsored sex changes are a better use of the money than giving it to Israel to fucking commit genocide? Yes. I mean, if it just depends on how you want to look at this shit. You know, we look at things the way we want to see them. We're not looking at things the way they are. Right? Like there is an endless list of things that I think we should spend $3.8 billion a year on over giving it to Israel. And that doesn't even begin to address all of the J groups that get money and all that shit. Like, come on, let's talk about something a little, you know, you're not born, you know, I was raised in this Christian family and we went to church every day, every week, and we said the rosaries and I did my communions and all that, but deep down inside I always knew I was a Jew. That never happens. You know, we aren't talking about something fundamental. We're talking about a choice. And when it comes to the choice of religion, I mean, not to mention the 3.8 billion and then all the shit, all the money we give all the J groups and then all the money that we give to all the other countries so they play nice with Israel. But then the church, I mean, fucking A, let's start taxing the churches and using that money for government-sponsored sex changes. It's all better than what it is. What rights do transgender people not have? The right to exist without have to deal with you stupid fuckers. They're discriminated against constantly. You sound like one of these people who say the same thing about, what do you mean black people, there's racism? There's no racism. That's not a thing. Like, the truth is, we need to address the big white elephant in the room. You know, I mean, it's fucking silly. Or teaching our kids about being trans in school, should that be fine too? Of course it should be. Why shouldn't it be? I don't understand. How are you this stupid? Like, I just don't understand what you think is being taught, but what you think the harm is. Like, do you think that you can actually convince non-trans, non-gay people to be gay and trans just by teaching them about stuff? Like, see, you're going to say a bunch of dumb shit, but you're not going to actually make any arguments, are you? I don't understand what the danger is. What is the danger of teaching kids that there are other options out there? No, what you should do is if you find out somebody be's a trans, you need to smack that boy in the face and tell him, hey, go play some football now. Okay? Get up there and play that football. You's a man. Because teaching it would influence it. Oh, would it? Do you know how stupid you sound? So basically, every time somebody talks about that kind of stuff and talks that way to me, I can't help but think, you must have some gay stuff. You must have some trans stuff inside you that you choose not to act upon. Because anybody who's truly straight or not trans or whatever, there's no choice there. You could talk about it all day. I'm not going to go, hey, you know what? Make a pretty good point. I think I'm going to put on some high heels and a bra. Shave my legs. Yeah, you know what? That sounds I mean, now that you say it, now that you taught me that there are other options out there, I didn't know. You just sound so stupid. Trans people can be who they want. You can't force it on 90% of the pop. You can't force it. What the fuck are you talking about? You mean you have to be forced into accepting something that's not you? Oh, poor white guy. Oh, poor white guy has to accept something that he doesn't like. You know how stupid you sound? But you sound stupid and you sound fearful and you sound guilty. You just sound guilty. I mean, it's you want to protect people from Jays, but not trans people, right? Because Jays are constantly killing people and violating children. Trans people aren't. I love how people always there's no evidence to what you're saying. I can show you countless stories of Jays violating children and then being protected by the Jays for doing it. I could show you endless stories of children or of Christians violating children and then being protected by the church and the community, sent on over to the Vatican so they can live out their lives in penance. We shouldn't protect the children from that, though. We should protect them from people that put dresses on, from men that put on dresses. Again, I'm sorry you deal with whatever you deal with and you're not secure enough. Or men beating records in women's sports. You're talking about different shit. And it just shows you how stupid you are. Because all they have to do is lay a blanket thing on it and you'll act like that blanket thing covers everything. No, men and women should not be competing against each other in sports. But the only way that can be a real life thing is if women admit that they're inferior when it comes to that side of things. And you're not going to see that. Women insist on everything you can do, I can do better. And as long as you have delusional women out there pretending like the WNBA is worth watching, you're never going to be able to have that argument the right way. Personally, I think there should be a trans sports league. I'm sure there's more than enough people out there that identify as trans that they could have their own stuff. But this goes into a much deeper conversation than most of you are even capable of having. Deflection. What is being deflected? Do you know what deflection means? Deflection is like when I ask you guys direct questions and you start talking about other shit. That's deflection. Me addressing what's being said is not that. I'm talking about a man being a woman and competing because they want to be labeled as a woman. No, that's not what you were talking about. Now you're talking about that, right? Now you're talking about that. And that's a different thing. The problem being that we have a society that says there's either men or women. You have to be one. And instead of us saying, well, you're not a real woman. No, you're something else. And your something else is totally okay. Whatever you want to be is okay, but you're not a woman. Let's be serious. But these are such, like when it comes down to the incidents you're talking about, these are rare. This shit doesn't happen nearly as much as you think it does because you're a bigot. You want to find bigoted stories, so you find them. I mean, it's pretty simple. Your generation should be defined by your gender should be defined by your birth certificate. To be honest, I thought that was common sense. Yep. And there's no such thing as hermaphrodite people, right? I mean, it's so funny how people are like when it works for them, they're like, oh no, I'm a part of the system. The system works really well and it's great. And then when it doesn't, when it's something they don't like, then it's oh, well, the system says this and the system says that, and yeah. You know, it's like you're just a clown. And you don't even know why you're this way. You can't even answer why you're this way. Why are you a bigot when it comes to this? Why? I know why. Because gay and trans is a much bigger part of the population than people think. And a great way to stay in the shadows is to have the dumb people focused on gay stuff. You know, the Jays, Pride Month is in June. It just happens to be that, like, directly after Passover. The latest possible time in Passover is, and that way, when everybody should be talking about the mini genocide that Israel commits every year during Passover, instead you're talking about gay guys. There's gay guys that think they should have the same rights as me. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. They're not inferior. It's different anatomy. No, they're inferior. See, this is again when you're a fucking clown. You're a clown. Their anatomy makes them inferior. Sweetheart, is there a single physical activity that you could best me in?
Okay, so basically she needs a job, a place to live. And then once she gets that whole thing set up,
that I can think of.
Does that somehow lessen your existence? Does that make you
not as strong as you? Yes.
No, mentally. Does that make you like less of a person in some way? Because I could beat you in basketball. Does that make you less of a person?
No.
What? What is it? Say your piece. Okay. See the inferiority? She knows. I can't see I'm listening to this guy anymore. I love when people act like somebody's forcing them to watch my feed. YouTube always says it's come up. Right, and you have to click on it, right? Dumbass. Let's create a transport. Let's create a transport sleep for 1% of the population. It'd be worse than the AWNBA. Like, you can't even talk, dude. You're typing out dumb words and you can't even get those right. How can we say it's okay to be a woman, but you can't do woman things? They're not women. Because again, it's because we're manipulated by the Jays into thinking such stupid things. You're not a woman. You're a whatever we could label it as, and that's a fantastic thing, should be the way it is, but it's not. So then we get this bullshit. You know, you don't get any bullshit with the other way, with women trying to dress as men and compete as men, and all, because they can't. Oh, you can't make a rule based on the exception. Says the guy who just said he can't stand listening to me anymore. Good old Eddie. You can't make a rule based on the exception. Never mind the fact that Jays make up 2% of the United States population and 0.183% of the world's population, and we cater to their every fucking whim. Why should we cater to the Jays and their choice, their cult, over the way people are born? Like, it's stupid. Do you think anybody is like, man, my life is going shitty. I hate the way everything is. I don't feel right. I don't feel comfortable. No one likes me. Everybody picks on me and beat me up. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start dressing as a girl. That's going to make people like me.
That'll be easier.
Yeah, that'll make things easier. Like, it takes courage to do that shit. Because you know you're going to end up dealing with a bunch of idiot fucking bigots left and right, especially white people. You're just going to deal with such hatred and all this other shit. While again, the same people that are upset about trans, this and that, those are the same people that have nothing to say about the church. You can't show me 10 stories of trans people violating children. You can, You can show me 1,000 stories of church violating children.
Last night, there's a couple in Redford that are looking for a roommate, and they were describing the type of person that they'd like to have move in, and it was Daisy, to a T. So I reached out to her and said, we have a friend, and, however, I do have to present this question,
Are you a bigot?
to protect her, but she, she was born David James and is transitioning. She now goes by Daisy, and if, that's a problem, then, whatever. And she was like, my husband, I have no problem with that. Humans are humans. Whatever people like is what they like. Like, times are too hard.
The waiting room in the hospital. Fuck Israel! Fuck everything Israel! Fuck the Jays, that stupid cult. Fuck everything about them.
But she was just like, people are people. It's really hard right now.
Why do you feel the need to accommodate a microscopic fraction of the population? Now it's microscopic. You're really well aware of the trans population, huh? You know the trans population, you know the gay population, you know those numbers, especially all the people that are in the closet. Right. No, again, the Jays are a choice, you dumbass. Look at how this ace dumbass literally has been here for months, hour after hour, month after month, saying nothing but dumb shit. Yeah, Jays are actually some of the worst people when it comes to the gay and trans thing. But yeah, go ahead. Yep, that's all I'm doing. I'm still walking and talking, not changing any. But I should be more like you, the random troll. That makes it work.
I'm waiting to get land-based.
I think she could beat your ass. Yes, you definitely, because you're super smart. We already know that about you. We don't let them have. They have money. Is the money equals power? Look at how I'm supposed to read these things. If I don't read these dumb comments, something's wrong with me. Let me just stop you before you ask 100 more questions, and I'm simply answering. You're not a part-time genius. What the fuck does that even mean? Can you? Yep, I can go over what I said in part 32, sure. And it's unfair that cis women can't compare with the beauty of a woman born as a man. I mean, look at this dumb shit. It's just dumb. How can we have multiple people talking and it says 2 people are watching? YouTube is wet. Because it's about keeping you guys from realizing what's going on. They're doing everything they can to keep me censored. The last thing they want is someone like me having a platform. So if you're watching, don't forget to like, share, sub, do all those things to show the system, your best efforts are failing. Of the woke. Yep, woke. You say woke. If you say woke, you're showing what a dumbass you are.
This chick put this post up about all the veterans that are losing their jobs by the thousands right now. And she said, don't make this a political argument. What's done is done. We just need to know how to help our veterans moving forward.
Don't make this a political argument. That's the same thing that people keep saying on here. Oh, it is what it is. We're just dumb goyim sheep, so just take it and just be that way. It's not how it is. It wasn't like this before a decision was made. So a decision gets made and it changes the way this is. So that means this can be changed by another decision. I mean, again, if there's actually something I'm getting wrong, like it's so funny, you have all these people on here talking about trans this, but they're not making any arguments. The argument is that we have to protect the children from trans. Like if you're walking down the street with your kid or a kid and there's somebody walking across the street or whatever, and you can tell that that's a trans person, do you go, oh shit, don't look, son, don't look, I don't want you seeing that because it might turn you trans? Like, are you that stupid? If you think somebody can be turned trans or gay, then again, I'm sorry, you need to deal with what's going on in your own head.
We have 3 friends, and you know, for me, they're 3 close friends. That our kids have been around. At least the one girl has been around multiple times, and and they wear dresses, and they, you know, and there is never one time when we leave from a gathering where my son's like, "Hey, mom, can I try on one of your dresses?"
Right. I saw somebody else in a dress, so that makes me
really
want to wear it.
nice. Can I try on one of your dresses? Or, you know, like never, not once. He'd say, "Oh my God, mom, they were wearing a dress." The first time he met them, he was like, "Oh my God, they were wearing dresses." I'm like, yeah, you know, and he was like,
And they look ridiculous. They do. They look ridiculous.
you know, and but not once has it ever occurred to him that that would be something he might be interested in.
Or that he should hate them just for being who they are.
Right. Okay, so this guy says, "Nah, I'll help the ones that didn't vote for this. The rest can rot in the bed they made." So the broad says, "I understand why you feel this way, but please remember that people have been exposed to media that has been focus group tested to keep them engaged. Getting rid of the fairness doctrine was strategic, and the result is media that controls narrative like this. You don't have to forgive them, but if people are willing to acknowledge that they were lied to, you have to give them space to join the fight for preservation of democracy."
I mean, it's Hollywoodism. See, that's the problem, is even smart people don't understand it's Hollywoodism.
So I responded to him saying, I'm with you. The "they were lied to" excuse doesn't fly. We had that piece of shit for 4 years. He broke a bunch of programs and served himself and his buddies. He single-handedly took women's rights over their own bodies away from them by appointing the 3 Supreme Court justices that voted it out. We have all the information available to us, and no need to listen to just what mainstream media wants us to hear.
This is
There's
what
no
they did
excuse.
before.
There's no excuse for chosen ignorance at this point. Now that it's starting to hit home, they're all whining and scared. However, when you cause the problem, you're not going to get sympathy from those of us that fought against it to begin with. I get unity will be our strongest ally, but those that were licking his boots in November need to sit back and provide the rest of us with the support we need for this battle.
I mean, this
As far
is...
as our vets, I respect their active service. However, let's be honest. Most enlisted to get free school or to have a career opportunity they wouldn't normally have. The percentage of service people that enlisted solely for a sense of serving our country is extremely low. And because of that, my sense of obligation to these individuals over anyone else that's worked hard and now is finding themselves jobless is rather low. The government broke these people. They should take that $3.8 billion a year we give Israel, a first world country, and take care of our military. We can solve homelessness of all demographics just by eliminating that one handout. Write your representatives and propose that solution. That's what all of you ex-Trumpanzees can do to help. She kept saying, "What can we do to help the veterans?" That's what you can do to help.
We can't do anything to help the veterans until we unify and realize we shouldn't need to help the veterans. We shouldn't need to enact changes and shit to help. They should have already been taken care of a long time ago. Who wrote the rules? Who wrote the laws that we're trying to fight to change? And then there's other groups that are trying to keep them the same way.
Guess what? Trump wrote a lot of those shitty rules.
Well, Trump didn't do it.
His administration put a lot of shit.
At the end of the day, Trump is just a fucking an actor. He's just some dumbass. But you know, the one thing I was gonna say is you see it all the time. You're already seeing it. Just wait. Just wait. The food and gas prices are gonna come down. Just wait. Red wave coming. They spent all of 16 to 20 saying, just wait, Trump's going to do great things. I know he said he was going to do this and do that, but it's coming. You just got to wait. You just have to have the patience that we don't have for anyone like Biden or Kamala. Here we go. I love when people do this. When you start your argument with, we know it's wrong. So, I'm just clarifying here. You don't care about a man wanting to be a woman and getting tax dollar help on changing himself for the worse.
They're not getting
Because
tax
it
dollar
can't be
help.
healthy to take estrogen as a man. It actually is. And you produce estrogen, you dumbass. You naturally produce estrogen. And estrogen makes your bones harder. So anybody that's a man that goes towards to being a woman and say they're in like fight sports or something like that, they actually have even more of an advantage because they're taking the estrogen.
And I have 3 friends transitioning. They are not getting any money, subsidies, assistance, or anything for that process from the government. There's not any programs they can go to.
This is like all those doctors that are performing sex changes on kids that we hear about all the time.
Now, if their health insurance covers a portion of that, well, guess what? That's their health insurance that they pay into.
Right.
It has nothing to do with the government or getting free handouts for transitioning.
Let's just say the government provides 10,000 sex change operations, which again, I don't think it's going to be that high, but let's just say they did. How much of $3.8 billion do you think that is? How many sex change operations could you fucking have for $3.8 billion?
Well, we gave $1 million or whatever the number was in condoms to this.
No, we gave $5 million or something like that? $5 million in condoms to Hamas. No, we didn't. And if we did, it's because they were defective in some way. You know, like the pagers and shit that Israel got their hands on and blew up and killed all those people and hurt a whole bunch more. But the idea of us giving condoms to Hamas.
I didn't hear it. I heard it was some little pissack.
No, it was Hamas. It was Hamas that got them. We gave them specifically to Hamas. I mean, it's just so stupid. Look at, all you have to do is look at the comments. Literally nothing is being said. It's just dumb shit. Go ahead and berate her anyways. Yep, I berate my wife all the time. Reported for misinformation and drug use. Of course you're going to report me. You can't debate me. You're too stupid. Right? There's nothing you can say that's gonna contradict anything I'm saying. This is the prime example why you shouldn't smoke. Me taking estrogen as a woman because I am one. You take estrogen as a woman because as you get older, you stop producing it, which is why women suffer from osteoporosis and men really don't. Because we continue to produce the estrogen necessary. Once women's time bomb goes off and they stop fucking producing estrogen, yeah, their bones get brittle. Misinformation. I want to address the comments. There's nothing to address. You're not saying anything. I'm not even on estrogen yet. Actually, I just wanted to make the joke. Okay. Oh, it would have if Camel Toe got an office. Like, I just, there's nothing to even say here.
So you're a sexist too? Nice.
Of course. Through the government, prob a few million each. Yeah. Oh, look. Oh, I thought you were flying the pedo flag. You were about to get blocked. No, we didn't. But if we did, we didn't. But if we did, yeah. You know, that's how that works. We didn't do it, but if we did, we would have. Yeah, that's how shit works. So, here comes another one. So, you don't think that small number won't go up, of course, of course it will. And again, why would I care? As a straight man, why would you care if more straight men are off the market? I mean, are you just so worried that you're going to get caught by a used-to-be guy? Is that what you're going to fall for that? How many trans people did we have in the 50s? A lot. They were just in the closet because they had to be, because people could kill them without any problem. Like, seriously, this is the best that somebody can do. These are the best arguments somebody can make, which shows you just how stupid the whole thing is.
And most trans people are very self-conscious. because they know that they're being judged from every corner. You know, they don't like to bring too much attention and be loud and obnoxious and argumentative and combative, and
They're
not
pussies.
like that.
These are pussy people.
They're sweet people.
Yeah, these aren't people that are picking fights and shit.
Right.
These are people who you beat up because they were girly in school and they continued to be girly.
Like the one that did spoken word at Zato's.
Fuck if I remember.
I can't remember their name.
I could debate Guy Williams too, if only I was on a Zoom call. Right, because if you were here, then you could just keep talking and interrupting and all that. But when you have the opportunity to make intelligent comments, make sure they're spelled right, but you can't do it then. I can't debate with you if I can't talk. Sure. Just
because you want to argue and speak over people.
Right, that's all it is. You know you have the exact opportunity you have to say anything good, anything decent, and you can't. So now you just come up with the standard excuses that it's my fault because I won't bring you on a Zoom call because you matter that much, right?
Well, and the thing of it is they could definitely earn that position if they provided, articulate, intelligent points of contention.
It's insane. We need to bite it in the butt so it's not a problem in 10 to 20 years. Think long term, because it will be a problem. It would be a problem if dudes, some small portions of the population, dressed as women. I know that's going to affect my everyday life.
It has to be called she.
Yeah, that's going to affect my everyday life. I know food's not going to taste as good. And the air, gas would be more expensive. If trans women are walking, gas will be more expensive. Yeah. And it'll be harder to breathe because the air will be thicker. All those terrible things that trans women do. So stupid. God, these arguments are so embarrassing. It's embarrassing that you and I, but like, if aliens were real and aliens came down and they were like, we need representatives for the human race, I'd be like, oh my God, understand there's differences. I'm not part of this. These people are on a whole different level of stupid. They're self-conscious because deep down they know what they're doing is wrong. Oh, that's what it is. So you're not self-conscious about anything?
According to who?
According to dumb Christian nonsense. What's going on about how they talk about idiots the other day? Like, I'm supposed to read these comments, right? Do something with your life, you bum, says the person watching me. Tax dollars going to these people would be a problem, right? But not Israel, right? I love how you keep ignoring this one part of the argument.
They don't go to trans people. Tax dollars don't.
Right. Well, there's that part too. But even if there was, it pales in comparison to what we give Israel to murder people. But that doesn't bother you. That doesn't bother you. Some guy living his life the way he wants to live it, her life the way they want to live it, whatever it is. Not affecting anything, being happy, having a nice relationship, raising a kid, whatever it may be, that's a bad thing. But giving Israel money to murder people, that's okay. And turning a blind eye to the J pedo menace in Hollywood, that's okay. We need to really get our priorities straight. Who cares that millions and millions of children are raped and violated and killed every year, blah, 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 blah. Who cares about that? A guy had a dress on. That guy had on a dress.
What do you care more about walking down the street? The homeless man that you see sitting down that's asking for pennies.
They don't care anything about home.
Or the dude walking by you in a dress.
They care more about the dude in the dress.
Seriously, that's disgusting.
Of course. These are the same people that step right over homeless people and be like, get a job, you bum. Get a job. Because, you know, when you're homeless, getting a job is like
Super easy.
They're only lazy. That's why they're homeless. Has nothing to do with broken brains or anything.
Not to mention,
Intelligent comments. Blah, 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 blah. Look at this shit. Has to be called G. Yes, embarrassing indeed. According to love how you ignore that one, though. Ignore what? You aren't saying. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. If America is so racist and terrible, why does every black, brown, yellow, green, white person come across the globe to live their life here? Well, they don't. They don't. There are people everywhere all over the globe living their lives, and they want nothing to do with being an American.
remember, all the countries are laughing at us, remember?
Right, everybody's laughing at us. We're the laughing stock. At the same time, the whole American dream bullshit is an attractive one. And people fall for that all the time. A lot of those people come over here and they think it's American dream. And when they realize it's not, they leave. But hey, I don't read your comments because I'm so scared of the intelligent things you're going to say. This is the stupid shit. And the funny thing is, he mentioned all these people. Well, how did white people get here again?
Well, and not to mention, when this country was still, you know, mostly undeveloped, and we were in the process of developing it and creating cities, and
According to our
blah,
narrative.
blah, 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 then yes, there were a lot of job opportunities that there weren't in other countries that hadn't gotten to that point yet. So there was this, you know, for a generation or two,
The 1900s were amazing.
where they did funnel over here and they made great lives because there was so much going on to be. Now,
You could be an elevator operator and have a house and a family and
now the country's mostly developed. There's not those same influx of job opportunities. Everything's more expensive. Greed is taking control. So now, like, you can't operate an elevator and live a decent life.
you don't even have the operator job anymore.
Right, you know, so it's different. But again, you know, there's those countries that are still think Hello Kitty is relevant and common and, you know, whatever. They're behind, so they haven't caught up with the fact that that American dream does not exist.
You think that somehow, see, this is where you're stupid. Like, you think that somehow the more rights trans people have, the more people who otherwise wouldn't have anything to do with that are going to be like, oh yeah, that sounds better. Yeah, that sounds better than not being trans and not having to deal with bigotry and all that shit that comes with it. What I'm going to do is go chop off my dick just because that sounds like fun. Like, these are the stupidest arguments. And again, this is the same person that keeps making these arguments. Like, it compares. Like,
Well,
even
it's
if
based
in
in
20 years, if I don't know, 20% of the population was fucking trans, that still wouldn't cost the United States anything close to what Israel costs us.
Or that the mental health community as a whole costs us. Do you understand that there's a direct correlation between stifling somebody's feelings, beliefs, desires,
No,
and
not
mental
just
illness?
that. It's
Like,
we aren't talking about feelings, beliefs, and all that. We're talking about something that people beliefs are things you can change. If you're attracted to fucking men, you can't change that.
but my point is, you take somebody like that and you make them scared and live in a closet, it's going to result in mental illness that we now have to address.
I can't imagine the mental illness I would have that would be, if I had to pretend to be gay. For a whole bunch of years, I had to be in a gay relationship and make out with dudes and take it up the ass and suck dicks and all that shit.
Because otherwise you'd get beaten
Right.
and killed and no jobs and everything
All that
else.
shit. Yeah, everything that comes. That would fuck your head up.
Exactly. So you let people be who they are and you're going to see less mental illness. It's going to be a direct correlation.
Look at this shit. Look at the dumb, desperate nonsense. I'm supposed to read that I sell my EBT for drugs and it shows. These are the comments that I'm supposed to read because if I don't, I'm scaled. Are you kidding me? And I keep saying to you guys, it would be so much easier if you would actually address the things being said and you know, fucking hey, if you're a bigot, explain why you're a bigot. Not one person has sat here and tried to explain to me why gay is wrong, why trans is wrong.
And if it's just because you don't like it,
If you think it's gross, that's cool. You're allowed to.
Good morning, beautiful. How are you?
You're supposed to. Is that Daisy?
Good. Yeah.
Oh, hey Daisy. What?
And he has a question.
How much would I have to pay you to stick your face in a vagina?
An amount of money.
Huh?
More money than you probably have.
What do you mean? It's just a choice you're making, right? You're just making a choice that you like cocks and not vaginas, right?
He's got an idiot arguing that it's a choice.
He doesn't even know what to. She doesn't even know what to say here because it just sounds so stupid.
So stupid. Okay.
I mean, it's just it's like that level of stupidity that people have is just amazing.
Swearing that it's a choice, and that.
No, they're not even saying that. It's just a problem.
Do you mind if I ask you one more question? Okay. So let me ask you this. How much government assistance and programs do you have available to you in the event that you want to continue to transition? None?
No.
Wait. No.
You have lots of money.
You're getting tons of money from
Millions
the
of dollars. Our
right?
tax dollars, yeah.
Zero. I'm getting
Come on. So now we know Daisy's just lying.
The person keeps saying, why are we letting our tax dollars help these people? What? The fuck are you talking about? They need help. They're not getting it.
It's the same thing as, you know, there's all the drag women reading books to kids. That shit happened in like 2012 or some shit. And the same picture goes around the internet every June. The same picture of the drag queen reading a book to a group of kids goes around. Oh my God, drag queens reading a book to the kids. Now the kids are all gonna be gay and drag queen. I personally, I think all of you out there should really join me in this. I want to start a program called Doctors Read to Kids, right? And so what it is every week a doctor in a full, in a white coat and all that with a stethoscope and, he has his briefcase and he looks like a real doctor and he comes in and he reads books to kids because if he reads books to kids, then they'll all become doctors. Right? Isn't that how that works?
I was reading and I went, oh my God.
The government paid for Chelsea Manning to have a sex tape. The government paid. Well, that means it's happening everywhere. I mean, it's just so stupid. You believe in Chelsea Manning. You believe in all these other stupid stories that the system gives you. But yet again, not one of you pieces of shit has condemned Israel.
But I do have
Not one of you. You're sitting here arguing that you being a bigot is okay. It's okay that you discriminate against people for being who they are. But you have nothing to say about a cult that murders people and rapes children. Got it.
Whatever people do is what they do. Very open-minded. Don't care about that. We just care for the person.
They'll definitely learn better values from the doctor. Yes, they will, because you never hear about doctors fucking with kids. Hey, there's a doctor, at least one of them, on TCAP. Big, tall J guy, actually. Lots of J's were caught in TCAP, and nobody talks about it. But one of the more famous ones was the J doctor. Oh, what about that other J doctor from Michigan State? If doctors read them books, sweetheart, they'll get better values. Like that doctor from Michigan State. He was a good guy. He was a good guy, right? Like it's frustrating how stupid people are, but I'm so glad they're here just proving it for me. Because if I sat here and I was like, people are super stupid, they blah, blah, lot of people wouldn't believe it. A lot of people don't believe, even though they witness it every day or whatever, they don't believe, they don't admit that people are this stupid on the regular. Not one person has said why trans isn't okay or gay isn't okay. They haven't explained that part. And not one of these fucking idiots has addressed the pedos, the Jays, Israel, none of that shit. Why not? Aren't they all here to protect the children? I guarantee none of you are out there protesting against Pee Wee football to protect the children. I guarantee none of you are out there protesting against little girl beauty pageants, which we know are rife with pedophilia. Nah. You're here to protect the children. I just want to protect the children. Like, it's so stupid. You're just so unbelievably stupid. And it's ugly. We're not saying it's not okay. We just don't want it pushed. How is it pushed? Where is it pushed? What bullshit are you talking about? Nothing compares to the heterosexuality that is pushed on kids. Especially the weird sexuality between teenage girls and adult men. That's pushed everywhere. You don't have a problem with that though, huh? Yep, I'm deflecting because when you say, oh, it's not that I don't like it, I just don't want it pushed. That's not deflecting. That's not you refusing to answer the question. Yeah, I'm deflecting by addressing what you're saying.
You will if you have to.
What is pushing? What is being pushed on us? They want to teach it in schools. Yeah, what do you think they want to teach in school, dumbass who doesn't have kids? Like, what is it? They want to teach it in schools. Is that just like how the government's paying for sex changes too? Is that it?
So she's got.
Because we know you're right about that thing, so you must be right about the other thing too. They want to teach it in schools. And the thing is, again, it's like people that don't have kids just have no idea. If you went to a middle school, and you saw the kids there, you'd realize no one's teaching them shit. That's how they are. Our kid's best friend is a gay girl. And there's no fucking way she's not gay.
Oh no, Gianna's definitely connected.
Yeah, she's super gay.
Yeah, Gianna's.
She's a baseball. Give me that. She's a baseball star. She's an athlete. She's this big girl. She like a player.
Speaker so I could get.
She dresses like a dude.
I got you. If you send me her number, I'll message and get her Snapchat.
Just dumb. I didn't say they pushed it. I said normalize. Well, you do realize you're not the only dumbass here. But you did say, I just don't want it pushed. You don't want it normalized. Again, so you're a bigot. You can keep digging the hole. Everything you say is going to make it worse. You don't want it to be normalized that people aren't bigots like you and just, who cares? Oh, that dude has a dress on. Who gives a shit? That would be normalized. You don't want that. I mean, the thing is, I love when people talk. So, you know, you're a big fan of when, like, you're with a couple. It's just you and a couple. And the couple's all over each other. And they're making out and shit. Well, you love when that happens, don't you? Because I know, I just don't, the gay guys, I don't want to see gay guys doing anything. But you love watching straight people make out, right? Nothing more fun than that. You're just so stupid. Just stupid. Let's see. They're scared of critical trans theory, CTT. Yep, CTT, getting our kids. Again, every single person arguing here doesn't have kids because they just don't understand the way things work. And you're all just saying more about yourself than you realize, right? I know for a fact that there's absolutely nothing you could do. You could drug me. you could make me watch, tape my eyes shut and make me watch all the porn in the world, the gay porn or the child exploitation materials or whatever. You could do anything you want, and nothing is going to change the fact that I love a set of titties. How do you change that?
Well, and conversely, nothing you can do to tell my friend that this is not attractive to him.
Like he said, you don't have enough money to pay him to lick a vagina.
Right.
Because it's gross. And I have absolutely no problem saying I think gay sex is gross. Ugh.
This is also a very resourceful individual. So if there were government programs out there that would offer assistance, she would have found it. And there is literally none. She's flat out said she is getting zero money. Zero of your taxpayer dollars to buy dresses, to have surgeries, to have estrogen, to have any of it. Zero.
And it's not because Trump changed things. It wasn't like that before.
It wasn't available to begin with.
I mean, it's such stupidity.
It's ignorance, and it's based.
It's ignorance, fear. But ignorance is not knowing. Stupidity is knowing and still being stupid anyway. And these guys are stupid.
I prefer chosen ignorance.
No, but
because they're not stupid.
They are absolutely stupid. No, they are stupid. They don't understand it. They think it's a choice. They think, just all kinds of dumb shit.
Deep down, you have to know it's not a choice.
You think that way, but these, I think it's because it's a choice for them. Exactly.
And they're choosing not to act.
Exactly. That's what my point in saying the titties thing was, is that, there's just nothing you could do that's going to somehow change my mind and make me go, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll give that cock a try. I saw some gay porn, and those guys sure looked like they were having fun. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a try because I don't know whether I like it or not till I try it. I just, that level of stupid to think that like...
That's not like... I like Pepsi, but I'm going to try some Coke.
Right.
Just in case. Like, that doesn't happen.
This is cock.
Right. You don't just try it if it
doesn't appeal to you. Right. Just like your kid won't see a trans person and be like, hey, that looks good. Unless they fucking think, they have some trans shit in them. But it's like, again, if you were just more okay with things and you just said, no, I think it's gross. That's totally okay. You're allowed to think things are gross. But to say that other people shouldn't have the exact same opportunity at life that you do because they do that gross thing. I mean, do you think people that fuck feet shouldn't be allowed to do those same things?
That's gross.
Well, it's not pushed everywhere. Foot fetish shit is everywhere. And the thing is, you not being a foot guy, you might not realize it. But when a foot fetish, like a Dan Schneider who has an open foot fetish, when they're in control of the program, you see a bunch of shots, a bunch of, images of feet and stuff that you wouldn't see, that no normal person would fucking put those on TV. Like, who wants to see feet?
And nothing's being pushed.
Right, that's the other thing. Acceptance
it.
is being pushed. Tolerance is being pushed.
Yeah,
that's the only thing. Nobody's out there like, hey, have you given gay a try yet? Come here, buddy. Let me talk to you for a minute. Come here. Hey, check out these images. Look at that.
You look sharp and all in your tux, but you'd look way better in a dress.
Look at this guy. Look, he's taking the cock all the way down to the balls. Does it look like something you want to try?
That doesn't happen.
Right, nobody is pushing anything on any. The only thing being pushed on us is the normalization of heterosexual sex, and sex and relationships between children and adults. If you've been alive through the years that I have, you grew up watching many, many shows about adults with children. Whether it's The Facts of Life, whether it's Different Strokes, Punky Brewster, Webster. All these shows. There's shows about children. Why would adults watch shows about children? As a 46-year-old man, I'm never gonna watch Punky Brewster. Like, I might watch it now for a nostalgia purposes, but like modern day Punky Brewster on primetime TV, no. Not watching A Different Strokes. But again, I'm not a piece of shit. I've been out here. I have an extremely long track record. There's no denying it. Like, I couldn't deny it if I had to. But I have an extremely long track record of openly challenging the church. I mean, my initial motivation with all of it was because the church keeps raping children. I've been outspoken against Hollywood, the church, the government, and Israel for a long, long time. I'm proud to say what I say, knowing that if given the opportunity and you're not just some dumbass, I'm going to make a bunch of points you can't fucking do anything about. I've shown you guys what Team Jorge is, right? I'm pathetic because you think you should keep your sexuality to yourself. I'm pathetic because you think you should... When did I say keep your sexuality to yourself? I mean, it's just weird.
Or are they saying keep your sex?
No, they're saying I said that. It says it in the Bible. It says lots of dumb things in the Bible. Main character syndrome along with Downs. I have main character syndrome and Downs. You're making fun of Down syndrome? That's the level that you're on? You can't debunk what I'm saying, so you're going to try to make fun of Downs? Like, are you fucking serious? What an embarrassing piece of shit. You must be a J. You must be a J. I mean, it's amazing. It really is amazing. How are people so stupid? Like, it's not by accident. You know, we are this stupid as a whole by design. You know, it's all by design. They've made us into these stupid, these stupid robots that don't know why we think the way we do. You'd think if I said something about gay or trans, like somebody asked me, what do you think about the gay trans situation, blah, 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 and I answer. I don't have a problem answering it. I ask people why they have an issue with it, and nobody can give me an answer. Other than dumb shit like, I don't have a problem with it. I just don't want it pushed on people. I don't want it pushed on us. You know, every time I'm fucking watching Lifetime and the fucking RuPaul show comes on, I mean, what am I supposed to do? Change the channel? It's just like your stupid YouTube feed. YouTube keeps showing me your feed, so I have to watch it. I don't want to watch RuPaul show, but I fucking watch it every week because I hate it so much. I can honestly say I've never watched the RuPaul show, never had a desire to watch the RuPaul show. I thought it was fucking stupid. Like, it's just not me. That's okay.
So good to see you. How was everything?
Can't remember the last time gay or trans people were committing genocide. I don't know the story of the trans person raping a bunch of children. I just don't know that story. I don't know the story of the trans person raping a bunch of people. I mean, I know this shit happens, but I don't know the story like I know about Weinstein, Epstein, countless J's, Trump, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, I don't I mean, look at all this shit. Look at all this shit. Look at this dumb nonsense.
And my coverage can never be canceled.
You guys have a platform here. You could say, you could give all the really good reasons why gays aren't okay and trans isn't okay. And then I would read it and put it out into the ether. But you just have nothing. And it's like at this point, it's pretty obvious why I just don't even bother anymore. Trans, your 20-year-old blew away all those kids in TN a year ago. Yeah. Don't know what you're talking about. And it definitely isn't the fucking same story. See, the thing is, it can't be the same story. There's not going to be a trans congregation that gets together where stupid fucking adults leave their kids with rapists, with violators, and then they finally get caught. Somebody finally listens to a child. They've been complaining about this guy forever, but somebody finally listens, and this guy doesn't go immediately to jail. He is either shipped off to another parish somewhere else across the country, or he's sent to the Vatican, which doesn't have extradition treaties, and he gets to live his life out in fucking paradise.
And I knew she wasn't gonna let this go. And I heard Amanda was murdered.
So you're right.
Not at first.
I mean, if anybody been wearing dresses and shit, it's the clergy.
He knows where I live. I knew I wasn't.
Why doesn't everybody have an issue with the clergy?
No, I keep moving. I don't want to be in one place for too long because he can track me down.
Former FBI director for many, many years. Huge string puller. Real big asshole. Nobody like blah, blah. J. Edgar Hoover was a cross-dresser. He was transgender. Well-known transgender.
Amanda didn't even have all the details. I did that to her.
Make sure you like the stream, guys. Make this guy big, of course. Like, share, and sub. If you guys like, share, and sub, you can at least get somebody that can make arguments, like reasonable arguments. All right. Go to bed. Good. Of course you don't. Opinion on Obama's wife. It's really interesting how everybody's so concerned with Obama's wife over where's Melania? What happened to Melania? The real Melania wore a jacket that she literally painted on the back. I don't really care, do you? As a show of what, like, before she got to a thing with children. As a show of like protest. She's a prisoner. After that, she went in for a routine biopsy of a cyst on one of her on her kidney or some shit like that. Something that should have been an in and out procedure, no big deal. She went in and wasn't seen again for like 2 months. And then when it came out, it was like, oh no, she's just been at the White House. You just haven't seen her. One of the most famous women in the world just disappears. Now, when it comes to Obama's wife, isn't it interesting how the only one ever, in this sort of category, being disrespected this much is the black guy? Oh, what a surprise. But still, let's just say Michelle was a man and Obama was a gay dude. So, well, how would that have changed? How does that change anything? In what way would that make anything different? The only thing that it shows is that our country is so far behind that they had to lie to be able to be accepted, and shows how stupid we are because we could have been fooled by such an obvious thing. Now, the whole gay Obama thing all got started by Joan Rivers. One of the least funny comedians of all time who was given more opportunity than anyone else. Joan Rivers was awful. Just fucking awful. She's not funny even a little bit. Which is why she didn't succeed. You know, she had to be like this B-lister, and then of course she got her own stupid J show with her daughter where they, you know, coffee talk basically. But she, you know, she was just a piggybacker. And she was given so much opportunity. She wasn't funny at all. Maybe if you're a J and you like that J style, that Seinfeld style, that Woody Allen style, maybe. But she wasn't funny at all. Joan was awful. And of course, the J fucking bot haters in here, of course they're gonna like her. They're just, it's just dumb. Yeah. Being offered a ride in one. Oh yes, I was offered a ride in a submarine. Okay, get on the submarine with you then, random YouTube person. Sweetheart, I'm gonna go on a submarine ride with the random guy from YouTube because he said so.
Okay. See ya.
Are you so stupid?
Make your free TV even better with Pablo.
I'm really here right now listening to the JQ and better queer ally than me, a queer person. Absolutely. I am all about gay people. All about it.
All about your right to choose whatever you like as
I
long
just-
as it doesn't hurt anyone.
It's just it's discrimination. That's all it is.
Right.
I'm against discrimination.
Who gives a fuck what you like as long as it doesn't hurt anybody or anything?
Right? And you say, okay, well, what about the Jays? How does that fit in there?
I mean,
They literally hurt all of the men in their cult at birth.
well, and quite honestly, like from an emotional level, my ex-mother-in-law was severely hurt
Abused.
that she was never accepted no matter what she did, what she went to. That was hurtful for a community that she chose to embrace and join.
And gave up her own shit.
Gave up all her own beliefs, traditions.
I'm just not going to celebrate Christmas anymore.
Right. Like,
Fuck my family. Fuck all of our traditions and shit.
fuck my parents who raised me.
Right.
Like, all of it. And she was, it was very hurtful.
And she was openly treated differently.
Poorly.
Poorly.
Like, even the way her husband talked to her. He treated her like she was his servant.
Exactly. Well, I mean, what does it say when you go, look, I want to be with you so bad, I'm willing to give up everything so I can be with you? You're not going to give up anything to be with me. No. No. I'll do it. I'll convert. I'll do this. I'll do that. I mean,
Honestly, if you love that, like, my ex-husband was an atheist. Didn't believe in any of it. And when I made the decision to get baptized before I got married, you know, he asked me, was it important to me to get married in the Greek Orthodox Church? And if it was, he would have reluctantly, but he would have agreed to getting baptized so that we would be allowed to get married in the church. And I looked at him and was like, no, why would I make you do that? You don't believe in any of that. Why would I ask that of you? That's a big ask.
she asked that of me. She asked that of me.
No, I didn't. I absolutely would not do that to anybody. That's wrong. But then, if he would have agreed to it, and the Greeks would have treated him like shit, I would have been upset about that.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would. Because it wouldn't be right.
He's more than a weirdo. He has past charges for child abuse neglect, hence why he lost custody of his past children. Okay, so please,
Wow.
by all means, Somebody show me the link to the past charges that I have and show me the pictures of my past children.
I didn't know you had kids.
Yup, apparently.
We've been together 20 years. Why haven't you told me about your kids?
Yeah, well, because I'm a bad guy. Like, think about it. This is how absolutely stupidly desperate the Jays are to try to soil my character so that anybody watching goes, oh, he does that. Oh, he does that. That's how desperate they are. Because they know it's what's worked on them, you know? Every time they get shown that people turn their back on them. But I'm, please, somebody show me the link to the charges that I have. Show me, please. Those are the type of charges that you could always find on somebody.
Shit, if you have kids, then they're in their 20s and like they
Easily
need
in
to,
their 20s.
come help with their brothers.
This is how desperate, stupid people are. I'm all for LGBT rights. Glad we can agree. But you lose me at your position on the J is different than bigotry being written about gays. Okay, so again, you don't choose to be gay. You choose to be J. That's a choice. And it's an awful choice that hurts other people. Being gay doesn't hurt anybody. But see, again, it's like this is the stupidity I deal with.
I chose to get baptized, and then I chose to leave the faith I was born into. I chose. I mean, technically, was I born Greek Orthodox? Absolutely. But I chose
You're still Greek.
not to follow that religion. I made a choice. It's the same thing.
There's no conversion my wife could do to become black. I'm black now.
There's no conversion I could do to be gay.
Right. I mean, it's stupid.
There's no comparison there.
It's just, it's not. We're talking about a horrible cult versus the way people reluctantly are. A lot of people are reluctantly gay. They don't want to be gay.
Well, and there are those that are, reluctantly Jewish, born into it, don't believe in it, don't want to.
Yeah, where are they?
It's a very small percentage.
Very, very small percentage.
Because by staying in the group, they get money, they get privileges, they get,
Everything.
the good stuff.
The advantage.
Advantage.
Yeah. Look, the person that made the accusation, come on, back up your accusation. They sure did disappear quick. Are you talking about the J Church, nationality, or ethnicity? The cult.
It's not an ethnicity, honey.
It's not.
A religion.
It's a religion.
Ethnicity is Israeli, Palestinian, Iraqi, Iranian. Ethnicity.
Granted, they have a look about them, but that comes through years of inbreeding.
Incest.
Yeah. Incest and inbreeding. That's all it is. But that's still not a race of people. We're talking about a choice. A choice that technically you can be.
You're not going to be treated the same way.
No.
But you can convert.
You can convert to it. You can't convert to an ethnicity or a nationality.
The VIP servants. You're going to be the bottom bitch if you convert.
Right.
You're still going to be the bitch, but you'll be the bottom bitch.
And you'll have to work harder than anyone else will. Because, you have to earn that position that you get.
Maintain that position.
Right. You have to earn that opportunity, that advancement, that good stuff that they get just for being that way. Well, you better earn that shit. You have to work harder than the goyim, because the goyim aren't going to get the spoils. You're going to get a little bit of the crumbs. Just make sure you go to the mikvah and keep your vagina clean. Once a month, that vagina is fucking disgusting, so you got to go get purified every week.
Examined and cleaned, inspected. That's fucking disgusting. That's a violation.
No one needs to assassinate your character. Well, that's all you have. Because you could keep saying Jay is an ethnicity all you want. Doesn't make it true. Where's Jay from? Like it just shows you how incredibly stupid they have us. And remember, a lot of these people on here, a lot of these profiles are just fucking Israeli Team Jorge bots. Now, we're gonna do a quick little education segment here, just so people understand. First we'll do first and foremost, because everybody always, I'm very, very proud of my anti-Semitism, because I know what Semitism means. Semitism and Semitic are two completely different things. Semitic are all of the people of that region, black, white, brown, whatever. Iraqis, Iranians, Palestinians, Egyptians, North Africans are Semitic, Lebanese, Syrians, they're all Semitic. Semitism definition according to Merriam-Webster. Semitism, no funny business. Semitism. See that? Okay. 1A, Semitic character qualities. 1B, a characteristic feature of a Semitic language occurring in another language. Number 2, policy or predisposition favorable to Jays. You guys see that? You guys understand what that means? Policy or predisposition? The rules, regulations, and how you go into it thinking is all favorable to the Jays. That's a confusing way of saying supremacy. Jay supremacy. And so I am extremely proud to not believe that the Jays should have policy or predisposition favorable to them. I think we're all equal and we should all have the same opportunities and all that shit. And nobody deserves favoritism. Especially not some disgusting cult that cuts and sucks baby penises and thinks vaginas are disgusting and fucking, commits genocide on a regular basis. You love to have your views challenged. Look up your answer. LOL. What does that even mean? Fucking disgusting. Who would want to convert to a J? Exactly. They are disgusting. Sorry, my bad. They are disgusting. Everything is disgusting. It's disgusting what they do. They are a horrible, horrible cult. We're talking about a fucking cult. Light up, dude. Semitism and anti-Semitic are two different things. You didn't even spell Semitism right. Anti-Semitic is a racist term. If you say somebody's anti-Semitic, you're saying they oppose all of the people of that region. Palestinians and Yemeni and Lebanese and all of those people are Semitic. So anti-Semitic is against the people of the region. And I love how people are going to sit here and argue with me like I didn't just read you the fucking Merriam-Webster definition of the word.
What do you like about it?
No copay for my doctor.
Scroll. What the fuck? I literally just showed you. There is no, I don't care what you guys put. What you guys put could be anything. I'm looking up what they want me to know. The Merriam-Webster definition of the word. Go ahead and keep arguing and making yourself look even dumber. But it's that kind of desperation that drives their whole thing. It's just, you're desperately defending a disgusting cult. Like what can you even say? How can you make a decent argument? But we're also going to go with Team Jorge here. Team Jorge. Okay? So Team Jorge, pull it up. Okay, Team Jorge. Wikipedia, now I know Wikipedia. So here's all the news articles talking about it. The Haaretz, it's all these different, Jerusalem Post, Guardian, there's all the Middle Eastern Eye, National, all those news companies were covering it. So just so we know, because I'm making all this up. Team Jorge is the name given to an outfit of Israeli contractors specialized in the use of malign cyber activities, including hacking, sabotage, and bot farm run social media disinformation campaigns to manipulate elections. Now, I know, that's to manipulate elections. Blah, blah. Okay, well, if they can manipulate elections, they could probably fuck with some guy's YouTube feed. Just. Oh. Definitely scrolling past yours. Because you're saying so much that matters, right?
So pick up the phone and call to find out if you qualify for Medicare coverage.
The arrogance in thinking that you have more to say than Wikipedia, than the official narrative. Yep. And this is one of those things where you would think, like, if there are real people on here, real Americans on here, real whatever, UK, whatever on here, they're going to hear this and go, wait, what? They're not just going to skip over the smoking gun 100% proof that the majority of the shit talkers on here are probably Israeli bots. Normal people are going to be like, wait, what the fuck are you talking about? Israel controls this. Israel can manipulate elections. One of the organization's primary tools is a software package called Advanced Impact Media Solutions, or AIMS. The group was exposed in February 2023, after an award-winning undercover operation by journalists from Israel and France. Israel, not just Israel did it. And France as part of a consortium of investigative journalists coordinated by Forbidden Stories. The organization has been active since at least 2015, even though the leader, Tal Hanan, says they've been operating for decades. 2015 is where the paper trail leads. And boasts of having manipulated 33 presidential elections worldwide. Don't worry, many of them are in Africa. And in 27 cases with successful results. Now, we were sold on the idea that Russia interfered with the 2016 election, which is right at the time when this is. They're not going to show you how Russia interfered with the election. And Russia interfered with the election to what? Help Trump lose by 2.7 million votes? Now, Israel interfering with the election makes a lot more sense. But of course, there's not going to be any investigation into that. Their activities were revealed following a 2022 sting operation in Tel Aviv carried out by undercover journalists who posed as prospective clients and filmed their interactions with Tal Hanan, Talhanan, the group's leader and former Israeli Special Forces operative, in which he explained the inner workings of the organization. Tal used the pseudonym Jorge when working with the hacking and disinformation group, which inspired the name Team Jorge. So, this is a very, very well-funded Israeli government black ops organization that specializes in manipulation of social media. And it's just one of them. This one got exposed. It didn't get disbanded or destroyed or anything. It just got exposed. And Tal boasted back then of having 30 to 40,000 bots in 2022. 30 to 40,000 bots at his disposal. Just one company, just one expose. Imagine how many other black ops organizations Israel has doing the same thing. You'll find that Facebook loves to brag about the fact that they destroyed, they disrupted, they removed, 500 accounts from a Philippine a Philippines bot factory or a bot factory out of China or something like that. 1,000 profiles were removed, and everybody's like, not one time do you ever hear Facebook talk about removing 40,000 Israeli profiles. According to Tal Hanen, the group's leader, Team Jorge has existed for more than 2 decades and is engaged in propaganda and disinformation activities in more than 30 countries. However, its first documented activity dates back to 2015. Their services have been available to government intelligence agencies, political campaigns, and private companies that wish to covertly manipulate public opinion. Now let's jump over here for a second. So, there's this YouTube guy who routinely is getting between 8 and 12 and sometimes as many as 20,000 views on his page. And all he does is talk about Israel and the Jays and how we need to eliminate them. Gee, I wonder if I'm someone that would be targeted by this group. This dumbass says, it sounds like the Democrats to me. What a dumbass. Oh my God. How can you be so defiantly, insistently stupid? Insistingly stupid. How? Neither side is for your benefit. Why would you pick one? One of the organization's primary tools is a software package called Advanced Impact Media Solutions, or AIMS. The software automates centralized control of thousands of fake social media profiles on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Telegram, TikTok, and others, YouTube. The group also employs hacking techniques to brute force accounts of potential victims. That doesn't sound like what happens on my feed. That doesn't sound like it at all, does it? I don't have time for this, says the guy who then says more shit afterward. Who is going to hear this shit and not think something of it? Whether you understand the whole interference in the election stuff, or you take this to its full conclusion and you think about, what is happening, that one country is allowed to have so many secret black ops, bot farm organizations, and Facebook, whoever, doesn't do anything about it. Again, they love to brag about how they got rid of all those things. How they love doing it in all these different, different avenues. And it's just crazy. But it's the same thing as when I say things like, the Jays poison drinking water wells. Most of you have heard that's like that's a trope. One of those tropes that's followed the Jay people their entire existence is that they are sick enough to poison drinking water supplies. And then they go, oh, you can't say that. You can't say that. That's not right. That demonizes us. Oh my gosh, don't say that. It's not true. We swear. And then you read about things like Operation Cast Thy Bread, where it was a government operation. It was approved by Ben-Gurion, Israel's first prime minister. It's how Israel got started. They were able to take over the town of Acre, which became the central point of the assault. The first town taken over was a town called Acre, in which prior to their physical takeover, they poisoned the drinking water. When did they do that? Oh, well, you could look. Does he only know Israel info? If I did, why would that matter? Why don't you tell me what's wrong with it? So, Operation Cast Thy Bread. This is one of these ones too. Look at. Oh, this one's all locked up. Can't be edited even if you wanted to. Strange. Operation Cast Thy Bread was a top secret biological warfare operation conducted by the Haganah and later the Israeli Defense Forces that began in April of 1948. Look at me making up shit. You guys like how I always make up these stories? And then I somehow get Wikipedia to print it and then make it so that nobody can edit it, but hey, it's okay. During the 1948 Palestine War, the Haganah used typhoid bacteria to contaminate drinking water wells in violation of the 1925 Geneva Protocol. Its objective was to frighten and prevent Palestinian Arabs from returning to villages captured by the Yishuv and make conditions difficult for Arab armies attempting to retake territories. The operation resulted in severe illness among local Palestinian citizens. In the final month of the, now it turns into the 1948 Arab-Israeli War. It was the 48 Palestine War, but now it's... Israel gave orders to expand the biological warfare campaign into neighboring Arab states such as Egypt, Lebanon, and Syria, but they were not carried out. Sure. Israeli Prime Minister David Ben-Gurion and Chief IDF General Staff Yigal Yadin oversaw and approved the use of biological warfare. Well, I hope not. Hope he's died. I hope he's gone. Abba Eban, now this is the best part, right? Representative of the J Agency for Palestine. These are the J's that are for the Palestinians, right? He's the representative for them. Strongly denied the operation and sought to block further investigation by accusing the Arab states of engaging in anti-Semitic incitement. So I know with me, I say, tell me what I'm wrong about. I believe I'm telling the truth. So this is me out and about. You tell me what I'm getting wrong. Love to hear it. I never tell anybody, don't you say that. Don't you say that. When somebody makes fucking baseless accusations about me, I challenge you. Go ahead and prove it. Show me. I'll look it up. But it never happens because these are cowardly Israeli bitches. And if we know anything about the Jays, we know they're cowards. Yet this guy, who is the representative for Palestine, sought to block investigations after denying that it happened. That's what you do when you know it's the truth, right? You're wrong. Which part am I wrong about? Which part am I wrong about? I love when dumb people say shit like that. Like, which part? Point to it. Which part am I getting wrong? That these piece of shit Israelis will do shit like this. Bro only learns about things he hates. Well, isn't that good? Shouldn't you learn about the things you hate so you know what you're hating and if it's legitimate or not? Instead of just crying on somebody's Facebook, on somebody's page where they're trying to look into these things. Shouldn't you look into things? Gosh, we must be dealing with some real smart people here. Hate is helpful. Yes. So are you saying you don't hate pedos? You're going to tell me why I shouldn't hate pedos. Go ahead and tell me why I shouldn't hate genocide. Go ahead shouldn't hate slavery. Go ahead and tell me why I shouldn't hate a cult.
Sweet girl who wants you to feel okay about abandoning her. That is false. And you know how much Frank has changed since you were young. No. Do you see?
Yeah, I'm talking about that cult. Absolutely. It is a cult. You understand that there's literally no like concrete evidence, nothing to support any of their claims. All of their claims are they're just flat out bullshit.
Simone. All right, listen, we're gonna go back to NCIS.
But hey, let's keep going. Then you'd have to hate the world. Oh, okay. It's the best you can come up with, right? You're not even live, so you're not even like on the spot. And yet this is still the best you can come up with? I mean, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. You should have a good relationship with your hate. The whole notion of, look at his hair. I don't believe you're balding at all, sir. You have that perfectly straight hair that you know, people your age often have. God, it's so
So
stupid.
they're making Noah's Ark a Hebrew thing.
It should be. Ignore the truths I say, says somebody who hasn't said anything. What are you fucking talking about? God damn. Again, I appreciate it so much. Because there are intelligent people that will watch this and you know, they're looking for who's going to make the better argument. And you never do. Have a good relationship with hate. This guy's crazy. How about don't hate? Okay, so again, are you saying I shouldn't hate pedos? I noticed how you skipped over that part. Would you didn't hear it? You didn't hear that part? I shouldn't hate pedos. I shouldn't hate genocide. I shouldn't hate slavery. I shouldn't hate homophobia. I shouldn't hate sexism. I shouldn't hate those things, right? How about you just don't hate? What kind of clown says that? What kind of clown, immature clown, is like, oh, these are just human emotions, but don't feel them. Don't have a good relationship with your things. Just push it all down. Push it down deep inside. And then troll YouTube pages. That will make you a superstar. God, I love it. So again, if you hate all those things, they are not J specific. So, what does that have to do with it? That means I can hate things outside of that as well. But when it comes to that cult, yeah, that cult is pretty well practiced in either doing it or protecting it. So, like, especially the whole genocide thing that they're doing right now. And according to them, Seinfeld, John Lovitz, Michael Rappaport, James Woods, I mean, you name it. According to them, if you oppose the genocide, then you oppose Jayism. So I'm like, yeah, cool. That's me then. I can't understand why everybody is so foolishly accommodating and supportive of the cult to begin with. Do you even know why you think that it's okay? Right? Do you know why you think being Jay is okay? Why do you think that cult is okay? Obviously, you don't know about it, because I give you the benefit of the doubt, right? You can't possibly know about the penis cutting and sucking. What? Right. Anybody that knows about the penis cutting and sucking and still thinks that cult is okay, well, now we have a different problem. But look at this shit. Look at the dumbassery that comes my way. You have the opportunity to literally say anything. You could put me right in my place, say something that's so fucking profound and outstanding that I go, oh, you know what? I hadn't thought about it that way. Yeah, maybe you're right. But instead, it's just the same stupidity over and over again. Looks like this person got fucking stumped a little bit, huh? Ran out of dumb shit to say?
The thing government has programs for people that want to transition.
Right.
So, no, they don't know.
But that even still, so then that's why I ask, why do you think it's okay? Why do you think
Why
that?
wouldn't it be? Baptist is okay, Presbyterian is okay. Why wouldn't it be? They don't understand.
Yeah, but why would it? Why do you sit there? What do you think gives them their position that they have, that you're defending them? Unlike you defend Muslims, unlike you defend Hindus and all that other
They
shit.
were unjustly slaughtered in the Holocaust, and we should feel bad for them.
Why do you believe that? Because I was told to.
Because history tells us that.
Mm-hmm. Well, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Well, it tries, but it doesn't have facts to back all of
Right.
it up.
I love how this person was running their fucking mouth, and then suddenly, when it's like, okay, so tell me how I'm not supposed to hate pedos and all that, they just get silent. Where'd you go? Look at just how obvious it all is, man. It's just obvious. It's everywhere. It's so easy to see it. The conspiracy, the this thing that you've been taught to believe is some big, crazy, spiritual, supernatural, way beyond your comprehension thing is not. It's as simple as there's a small group of people who use their position and to their position, their power, to manipulate you into thinking they should have their power. And they're going to do everything they can to maintain that position. They'll lie, they'll cheat, they'll still do whatever, because they know what the alternative is. Like, that's it. That's just it. Yeah, religion, that's a word. Good job, Ryan. Good job, buddy. You even spelled it right. Good for you. That's a thing, It's just it's fucking wild, man. It's wild that we can be tricked into hating each other for nothing. And yet the people that should be getting our hatred, that deserve it and that have earned it for generations, instead you think to protect them. You're willing to say we should give all of our money, tax dollars, send our troops over there, do everything it takes to protect, not even protect them, to protect their way of life. They're not in any danger, not even a little bit. They are 100% the aggressors in the situation. And yet, we've been tricked into ignoring that because, that guy wants to wear a dress. Like, how fucking embarrassing is that? We all know, like it's funny. People deny the J conspiracy, right? But everybody knows, like, that's the one thing you shouldn't. If I start talking about the J's and I want to be in the music industry, people will be like, what are you, crazy? You're never going to make it in the music industry talking about the J's. If I want to be in the entertainment business whatsoever, everybody knows not to make any sort of comments about the J's.
No, a lot of them died in the Holocaust.
Right. Everybody knows that we shouldn't talk about them. Yet, for some reason, you don't think there's a conspiracy there? You answered me. What did you answer, you dumb ass? God, I can't stand this shit. I can't stand the stupidity, man. The people that think we're in a one-on-one conversation. You have to be a little bit more pacific when you say stuff, or else I'm not going to know pacifically what you're saying. It's just stupid. I mean, it's amazing, man. It's amazing how well they've insulated themselves and protected themselves through all these multiple layers of government, of religion, of PC and all this other shit. And they're just so obvious in what they do. That's why I can't figure it out. I can't figure out what it is. Like, you would think that the dam is just hanging on by a thread and it's just waiting for somebody to come pull out that one stick, and just everybody's gonna be, oh yes, okay, finally somebody said it. Oh, thank you. You'd think people would be like, oh, thank you, finally somebody's saying we should stop giving money to Israel and those murderous pieces of shit, those bastards, and somebody's finally saying we should address the pedo situation and the whole Hollywood and government and blah blah. What? Like, you would think it would be this floodgate. But they have you so fucking distracted. The trans life raft is a much easier one to get a hold of. Oh yeah, I don't like those people. They don't hurt anybody or do anything, but I don't like those people. Like, it's fucking wild, man. It's wild. And you would think, again, if I was wrong, there would be people that could answer me. If I was wrong, there would be people on here saying, dude, you're wrong about this. This is why. You're wrong about that. This is why, you know. I've been doing this every day for years. And I do get the occasional people that come in and start talking nonsense. But they usually fall off. Or they just start getting super desperate and, you know. You know, I did 9 parts in a row about submarines.
We don't know.
And nobody knew anything. People would just say like the same sort of basic shit. Like, oh,
I worked on them.
I see them in the harbor all the time. My uncle worked on them. Oh, right. Because they just would lie to us. Blah, 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 blah.
Just like they lie to us about every fucking other thing.
Like, that's just it. Why would you think they wouldn't lie to you? There's no transparency in government. We know that. We know it's like good soldiers don't come home and start telling the civilians everything that happened. That's not what they're supposed to do. But it's just the same stupidity. Just it infects everything. And it's almost to the point where, like, we want to be stupid. Like smart people are attacked. You're attacked for asking questions that other people aren't smart enough to ask or answer. And it's mind-blowing. I mean, I just can't. Like, all the people that I know will be here tomorrow, that sit here for hours every day and say the same, like, it's just, it blows my mind. I cannot imagine, you know, obviously it's, you know, other than the Team Jorge stuff, but I just can't imagine that motivation. I can't imagine why anybody wants to protect the Jays so much. And really, I don't. It's not like people do. You know, they don't come on here and try. It's more of just this acceptance thing. We accept it like they outnumber us. And there's just nothing we could possibly do. It's really fucking weird. But this is how this works. It's all, I'm just wrong. That's why. I'm wrong. That's why I'm censored. Facebook, YouTube, whatever. They don't like when people do anything other than spit straight facts. The funny thing is, at this point in our situation, you're allowed to trash Israel to some degree. There are a lot of pages out there that have a really big following and whatnot because they trash Israel and they trash the Zionists. And they push that narrative that it's the Zionists. Like, I've had those pages, Mothers Against Genocide and stuff like that, tell me that, oh no, it's not all the Jays. It's just the Zionists. Yeah, there are really, really small groups of Jays that supposedly come out and speak against some of the stuff that's going on. And it's, you know, you would have thought that in all this time, with me saying everything I've been saying for such a long time, that when this Israel stuff started popping off, people would have flooded in like, oh shit, you were right, you were right. But most of those people can't even find my page.
They tend to operate overseas, though. Who would hire a company like this to snatch that? We need to get in touch with them to find out. I oversee every operation.
There's a lot of people that should be eating crow. Because I called October 7th. I told you guys that they were going to do that, or I would quit doing this shit. I would quit going live. If Israel didn't do what Israel did by December of 2023, I was willing to quit. And they were early. They were like, no, you can't quit. I just can't understand how anybody could be like, yeah, I support Israel. I don't even understand how Jays do it. You're one of these average Jays that you say, oh, it's not that. I just believe that. It's just, I'm not bad. All the excuses you make. Then why aren't you louder than me? You know, you should be louder than me because your cult is being represented really poorly here. But of course, nobody's going to address anything I have to say. You can't. You can't. You start going, you're going to make yourself look like a stupid ass, like a piece of shit. Like this last dumbass, oh, you can't hate things, and hate things, and hate things. And it's just stupid, man. It's sad. It's scary. If you're watching, like, share, and sub. If you don't support Israel, like, share, and sub. You might not be where I'm at, but you need to be. You guys understand that Israel is just a fucking idea. Israel is just the invisible house. The house isn't the problem. It's the people inside the house. You don't hear me sitting here talking about free Palestine, because it's so much bigger than Palestine. This is an end Jayism thing. And really, like, I haven't forgot to mention it, but I'm running for president in 2028. And my main platform that I'm running on is that I want to give the Israelis and the Jays exactly what they want. I want to give them Israel. They can even have the greater Israel that they want so bad. We're going to give them Israel. We're going to have all the Jays in our country. If you want to be a part of that cult, you get to go to Israel. We'll pay for you to relocate to Israel. And then you can live your Jay dream in Israel, surrounded by your people, and you know, defending yourself as necessary. But we're going to get rid of all the Jays in the government in this country. They got to go. We're going to make this a cult-free zone. And if you're smart, you'll realize Christianity's next. But we have to start somewhere. We have to start somewhere. And to me, there's just no room for cults. No room. Ritual and all that crazy bullshit, you know, doesn't make any sense. It fucking goes against common sense. Like, no, we're not doing that anymore. We're not accommodating that anymore. We're definitely not going to pay for it or protect it anymore. And if anybody sees anything wrong with that, please tell me. I want to give them what they want. Give them the land promised to them by God. Let them have it. I'm sorry, Palestinians. I know you've been there for generations and all that, blah, blah, blah. We're going to set you up real nice here, or wherever you want to go. We're going to set you up. I mean, matter of fact, it's already going to happen to you anyway. Looks like that's what Trump and Bibi are already doing. Sticking together like some sweaty butt cheeks.
With eHealth, you can compare Medicare plans side by side for free. So we invite
And it's just one big asshole between them.
you to find your Medicare match.
This is pretty amazing.
Doing nothing but talking shit.
That's why people call us. We're gonna compare plans, and I'm gonna try to get you.
I'd love to know what you guys think is wrong with that. I think that's a fucking pretty clean, easy solution. Everybody gets what they want, right?
That's what I'm here for. Based on our conversation today, I would highly recommend this plan.
You're so helpful. You
I'm excited for you, sir. Again, my name is Sham.
By the way,
Other questions?
if there's anybody that makes t-shirts or whatever, I need a couple of t-shirts made.
Eligible for Medicare or
So if you're willing to donate the t-shirts to the cause, I will promote the shit out of you and you'll get business out of it.
prescriptions, pharmacy, and budget. Compare the coverage of Medicare Advantage, supplement, and prescription drug plans.
But I need some t-shirts made.
Plan termination. They pay us to help you.
You know, it's years away.
Would you say you found your
But
Medicare match?
once my kids leave home, I'm going to have a lot of time on my hands. And I'm going to go full fucking force, boy. Full force. So. Seems like all the opposition's lost its steam and or they've cut the comments off. I never can tell anymore.
Medicare match today with eHealth.
But as always, I wish everybody to have a great day. Unless, of course, J pedo, something like that. Then kill yourself. Obviously, pedophiles, kill yourself. But we're here, guys. It's either going to get worse or it's going to get better. How about if I just start promising people I'll cut the food prices in half? Food and gas. I'm going to make the food prices and gas prices in half. Huh?
You don't actually have to do it.
Right, I'll
You
just
have to
say
promise
crazy
it.
shit. Right? I'll just say crazy shit. And then I'll be like, oh, we found $1 billion pavilion in wasted spending. We just found it. It's just, go look at the fucking comments on this feed. Go look at the things that people said. These people that are, it costs more, it's more money's going for transgender sex changes than, I guess, to Israel. Like, it's just stupid. Just stupid. And again, I encourage you all. I'm going to put a link to Hollywoodism in the description. I can't stress enough that you should watch Hollywoodism. Go get your free download, www.the-bilderberg-group.com. Free to listen to, free to download. All we ask is that you share. And there'll be a link to the Facebook page in the description as well. Come on over there, chat it up, check out the videos, do what you gotta do, man. That's how we make this shit happen. It's called grassroots. And we will, by 2028, we will be heard. We will be a legitimate candidate for the fucking presidency. And they will be shitting their pants. So, again, everyone have a great day. And you pedophiles, kill yourself.